Ever wondered why some people get cancer while others don't? It's a question that has intrigued scientists and laymen alike for decades. This seemingly random affliction has puzzled us, creating a need to understand the causes of cancer. Is it purely genetics, or perhaps lifestyle choices? Maybe it's just plain bad luck. The answers are complex and multifaceted. Unraveling this mystery is important, as it could help us find better ways to prevent and treat this disease. Today, we delve into the complex world of cancer, dissecting its causes. Cancer is a term for diseases in which abnormal cells divide without control. Now let's break that down a bit. In essence, cancer is not a single disease but rather a collection of related diseases, all characterized by the uncontrolled division of cells. Imagine your body as a bustling city, and your cells as its citizens. Just like citizens go about their daily tasks and then rest, our cells grow, perform their functions, and then die off in a process called apoptosis. This cycle keeps our body's systems running smoothly. However, sometimes something goes wrong. A cell might get damaged or mutated and it starts to grow and divide uncontrollably, much like a city overrun by a crowd. The body's checks and balances that usually keep cell growth in control fail to stop this maverick cell. This cell, and its descendants, continue to grow and divide, ignoring the body's signals to stop. Over time, this mass of abnormal cells can form a lump, known as a tumor. Not all tumors are cancerous though. Those that are called malignant tumors, and they can invade nearby tissues and spread to other parts of the body through the blood and lymph systems. The different types of cancer are named for the organ or type of cell in which they start. For example, cancer that begins in the lungs is called lung cancer. This uncontrolled growth is what leads to the formation of a tumor or cancer. So, what causes this uncontrolled division of cells? Let's dive right into the main causes of cancer. First up, we have genetic factors. You see, our genes are like the blueprints of our bodies. They dictate everything from our eye color to our height. But sometimes these blueprints can have errors, known as mutations. Certain mutations can cause cells to start dividing uncontrollably, which can lead to the formation of a tumor. And if these mutated cells spread to other parts of the body, we call it cancer. But it's not all about genetics. Our lifestyle choices can significantly influence our risk of developing cancer. Here's where tobacco and alcohol use come into play. Both of these substances contain chemicals that can damage our DNA and lead to mutations. In fact, lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths worldwide, and the majority of these deaths are linked to smoking. Now let's talk about diet and physical activity. A diet high in processed foods and red meats has been linked to various types of cancer, including colorectal cancer. On the flip side, a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help reduce the risk. Physical activity also plays a crucial role in keeping our cells healthy. Regular exercise helps maintain a healthy body weight, which can reduce the risk of several types of cancer, including breast and colon cancer. But remember, these are just a few pieces of the puzzle. There are many other factors at play, from exposure to certain chemicals and sunlight to viruses and bacteria. Some of these factors we can control, while others, like our genes, are out of our hands. While these are significant contributors, they are not the only causes of cancer. So it's important to remember that having one or more of these risk factors does not guarantee that you will get cancer, just as not having these risk factors does not guarantee that you won't. It's a complex interplay of many factors, and we're still learning more every day. Beyond lifestyle, there are other causes we need to consider. Let's delve into the role of certain chemicals and substances in causing cancer. Many of us may not be aware that our daily environment could potentially be a breeding ground for carcinogens, substances that can cause cancer. Chemicals like asbestos, benzene, and certain pesticides can increase the risk of developing various types of cancer. Workers in industries that regularly use or produce these chemicals may be at a higher risk. Now let's talk about the sun, that wonderful life-giving ball of gas in the sky. While it does give us warmth and vitamin D, unprotected exposure to its ultraviolet light can lead to skin cancer. This is why it's so important to wear sunscreen or protective clothing when you're in the sun for extended periods. Next up, infections. Certain viruses and bacteria may increase the risk of cancer. For example, human papillomavirus, or HPV, can lead to cervical and other types of cancer, while hepatitis B and C can increase the risk of liver cancer. So we've covered chemicals, sunlight, and infections. But what about the role of age and family history? As we age, the risk of developing cancer increases. This is largely because our cells have had more time to accumulate genetic damage that could lead to cancer. Family history also plays a significant role. If close family members have had certain types of cancer, you may be genetically predisposed to those types too. It's like inheriting your mother's eyes or your father's laugh. But in this case, it's a higher risk for cancer. Remember, these factors can act alone or combine in complex ways to contribute to the development of cancer. For instance, a person who smokes and is also exposed to asbestos at work has a higher risk of lung cancer than if they only smoked or only had asbestos exposure. These factors, combined or alone, can contribute to the development of cancer. Just remember, understanding these causes is the first step towards prevention and early detection. Lastly, we must consider the role of our genetic makeup. When we talk about the causes of cancer, we can't overlook the influence of genetics. Genetics, the study of heredity, plays a significant part in determining an individual's risk of developing cancer. Think of your genetic makeup as the blueprint of your body. It's what makes you uniquely you. But just like blueprints, sometimes there can be errors or mutations. These mutations can occur naturally or due to exposure to certain environmental factors, such as radiation or harmful chemicals. Some people inherit genetic mutations that increase their risk of developing cancer. These are called inherited cancer syndromes. For example, mutations in the BRCA1 or BRCA2 genes significantly increase the risk of breast and ovarian cancer. However, most genetic mutations related to cancer aren't inherited but occur during a person's lifetime. These are known as acquired mutations. They can be caused by exposure to environmental factors like tobacco smoke, ultraviolet rays, and certain chemicals. But it's crucial to note that having a genetic mutation doesn't necessarily mean you'll get cancer. It merely means you have a higher risk. Other factors like your lifestyle and environment also play a significant role. Genetic testing can identify inherited mutations, providing valuable information about a person's cancer risk. This knowledge can help individuals make informed decisions about their health, such as opting for more frequent screenings or considering preventive surgeries. Moreover, understanding the role of genetics in cancer is also essential for developing targeted therapies. These treatments work by specifically targeting the genetic changes in cancer cells that help them grow and survive. So while the relationship between genetics and cancer is complex, one thing is clear. Understanding these genetic factors can help us understand why some people are more susceptible to cancer than others. It sheds light on the intricate interplay of factors that contribute to this disease, ultimately leading us closer to preventing and curing cancer. So we've explored the many factors that can cause cancer. It's a complex and multifaceted disease with no one-size-fits-all explanation. Let's take a moment to synthesize what we've learned. We started from the basics, understanding that cancer is not just one disease, but a collection of related diseases. It occurs when some of the body's cells begin to divide without stopping and spread into surrounding tissues. Next, we delved into the causes of cancer, which can be broadly categorized into three groups: lifestyle factors, genetic factors, and environmental factors. Lifestyle factors include habits and activities that we have control over, things like tobacco use, diet, physical activity, and sun exposure. These are areas where we can make choices that reduce our risk. Genetic factors, on the other hand, are those that we inherit from our parents. Though we can't change our genes, knowing our family history can help us understand our risk and take preventative measures. Lastly, we discussed environmental factors. These are things in our surroundings that can increase our risk, like exposure to certain chemicals and substances, radiation, and certain viruses and bacteria. It's important to keep in mind that these categories often overlap, and it's the combination of factors that contributes to cancer risk. For example, a person might have a genetic predisposition to skin cancer, but if they protect themselves from the sun, they may never develop it. The key takeaway here is that understanding these causes is crucial for prevention and treatment. It helps us make informed decisions about our lifestyle, seek appropriate medical interventions, and advocate for healthier environments. So, while cancer is indeed a daunting adversary, we are not powerless against it. By understanding its causes, we can take steps to lower our risk and increase our chances of successful treatment if we are diagnosed. With knowledge comes power. The power to understand, prevent, and fight cancer. Remember, your health is in your hands.